Hello and welcome back to Vintage Farming. Right, we are in the summertime for real now, to the point where we have harvesting to do, and not just a little bit, but most of our fields are ready to go, and the big uns as well. Right, so what we're going to do first thing is head over. You can see our lovely canola field here, ready to go. I did actually head down to the diesel station, the petrol station there, to fill up for the combine, because I know that it's going to be a busy day for it. Not just this one, but potentially another as well. So the first thing we need to do is get started in this canola field. Now, with the canola that we have, it's going to go straight to the mill. So in that regard, it is good. But we do have two fields of canola. We have this one here, which is kind of our bigger one, and then we've also got the one just next to the oat, in between the oat and the sunflowers, which is also ready to harvest. So that is really good as well. So the first thing we want to do is get this helper set up, and then we can make our way into the other field. So let's get everything unfolded and ready to go. Now, we do want to ensure as well that we are... I don't think we can make... Yeah, I suppose I should just try first quickly. I don't think we can make straw with this. Right, so that's fine. So it is going to be chopped, which is going to be a bit messy, but that's also very fine. So we'll just try and keep this momentum going as we set up the course. See, is it 5.3? Now I don't even... It's been a while since we've had gone in and harvested. It's 5.1. See, that's a bit strange why it would try and say it's not. We should... Okay, probably should have done this when we're not moving. So let's just finish this first one. At least that is now done. Happy days. I do like to get as much of the chopped straw as possible onto the field, because I know with the helper it will miss quite a few little bits of it, but again, it's not a big deal. Plus this field is going to become grass anyways. So now that we have done that, let's go to, and we can say we've at least started a bit of the canola harvest, even though we're not going to be doing much of this field at least. Right, we need to, oh, not a field. What are you on about? Let's just get that lowered down and ready to go. There we go. Right, it says we're not in the field just yet, but I promise you that we are. There we go. So we'll use the one tool. We'll do maybe 3 headlands might be best. We'll go sharp as well, just so it can complete them properly. And hopefully that's fine. I know that might be a bit problematic on this side because there is a fence, and I know you can move it away from the fence, but we can't without removing some of the field bits. So yeah, it's fine. I can always go and adjust it as it goes. So let's generate that course. Let's close this down and let's fire up the job. It should start without much fuss. Beautifully so indeed. Right, did miss a small bit there. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. We can sort it. Anyways, it's already almost 1,000 liters in there, so we need to crack on and get ourselves another of the same, because this will be quite the harvest indeed. Now, I've just realized as well, actually, that we only have the one grain lorry, which means that hopefully the canola doesn't fill up too fast. Otherwise, we're going to need another one, another grain lorry, basically. We could use the other little truck that we have, the Zill, but we'll see. Right, harvesters, let's go all the way to our Dominator 105. We could get another 85, but the 105 is what we're going to get. Let's try and kit it out as similar to the one that we already have. We'll go standard 2, I'm pretty certain. Yes, we'll get the chopper, because we'll probably, well, we'll get it anyways, but yeah, we'll get the beacons on. Everything else can be exactly the same. There we go. Exactly the same indeed. Now go to combinations. We do need the header, and we do need the trailer as well, which we can get this switched over to something different and purchased also. Happy days, look at that. Right, so that's getting very full very quickly. And this was always something that I wanted to do from the beginning, was to have 2 vintage combines going on the farm at once, and now we are finally able to do that, and it is very exciting to say the least. So let's get all hooked up here. Best as we can. Beauty. Now we could probably just pop right into the field there, to be honest, but we'll bring the trailer. We'll do the whole thing. It's fine. We've got a big harvest ahead, and the harvest is blocked already. That's to be expected. I know it, oh, it's rectified. See, that's the nice thing about Courseplay as well, is that it does let you know when things are blocked, but usually when things are blocked with the base game helper, it means it's blocked proper, like it's done. So it's nice when, with Courseplay, when it says that it's blocked, it can usually rectify itself out, which is funny, I've just said that and now it's shown up again. So if it stays for any extended period of time, that's usually a sign that it's time to help the blockage. Right, this is a bit funny. Let's go on the far side. Yeah, because we'll start on this side here. Ooh. Pardon, harvester at work. Harvesting season and all. Alright, that's been blocked plenty. So I think we may... You know what, let's just go in here for a minute. We'll spin round. I don't want to park... Oh, we can just park up here, actually. This will do right here. Let's go find that blockage, shall we? Right. Invisible blockages. Interesting. So if we go like this, and go like that. Fantastic. Block completed. No block. Blockless, if you will. But don't, it's fine. Okay. This is detached. We'll keep the beacons on because this car is confused. It's time to relocate yourself, mate. Oh, is this going to be problematic? Are you serious? It's not even on the road, mate. Well, now you've got to wait again. Sorry, pal. There we are. Okay. And you as well, mate. You can hang on. We do want to go this way, though. We don't want to go up the field. We want to go this way and round. So if you could please just get out the way, white car. Mate. Bugger off, please. Thank you. Oh, signs. That's alright, signs fine. Good. Mate. Time to go. Bye-bye. Oh my word. Okay, no matter. Here, we'll turn the beacons off so that they know that we're not in the road anymore. We'll start this process here. Now this one we will get straw. I know it's a lot of straw to get, but it's fine because we need it for a few different things, so it's fine. We'll be collecting straw from here, certainly. Change this over to probably the same. 3, maybe 4 actually would be good. This field's a bit bigger, and we'll go sharp as well. Yeah, 4 is good. Start the job. That is amazing. Very pleased about that. Now, the reason I started that job, I was going to do it. You know what though? No, maybe I will. I was gonna do a few other sort of things, but no, this is harvest season. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the harvest. So we are in fact going to harvest this oat field ourselves, and at the same time we'll keep a very watchful eye on the helper over there as well, which I love that you can just make out in the distance there. So good to see 2 harvesters on the farm. It's very rare that I do this, but with the smaller fields, now that we've had the bigger fields and it's still vintage, it gave us a great opportunity to buy yet another fairly inexpensive combine. I mean, we had just over 100,000, now we're at, what, 60, 68? So I mean, for what we paid for the combine and the fact that we've got 2 now is pretty wicked. So I am hoping to see both in the same field at one time. I don't know if we'll get that because the canola field and then this canola field over there will also be, well, it'll keep the one busy. So we'll see. Either way, we will crack on with an oat harvesting time lapse. Right, so this is probably the best opportunity for us to unload this into something. So I'll probably have to go and get... Right, this... You can just hang on a minute there, mate. Just shut that down for a moment so it doesn't beep and beep and beep. Yeah, that was pretty good. Loading everything. I'm glad that I switched over to... well, rather called in a helper to do the baling, because there would have been a lot of baling. A lot of faff with the baling, at least. So what I think I'll do first is, I think we should use this for the oat. Although it's nearly full, not nearly full from the canola, but what we could do is just go over to the canola itself, unload what we can yet from it, and then put this into the storage. We could take it down to the mill, but I'd rather wait for it to be completely like a full load sort of thing. Right, it's going this way now. Okay. That is fine, but it's probably quite full, so actually, let's not allow it to crack on. We'll just stop that there for a quick second. Get this emptied out. Yeah, that's enough to be able to put a bit more in, and then we can bring it over to the silo, because we do have one of those. We've rarely had to use it, to be honest. Very rarely, very, very rarely had to use it. But this is very useful. So we'll let that crack on there. Thank you so much for your help. Let's get into the lorry. Unload 8492 canola. Now I wonder though, between the two fields, now that that's done a majority of it, I think it might only be about maybe 17 or 18, maybe maximum is 16,000 litres that we get from that field. And then between that and the other one, I think we'll have maybe 20... maybe 30,000 total. I don't know. I could be way off with all those numbers and guesstimations. It all depends. I mean, if you look at the size of that other field, it's not terribly small. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll get, if we get 16 or so out of here, maybe 17, and we can get, I don't know, 10 out of there. So it could be like 35,000. We'll just have to wait and see. Either way, I think the oat does require a bigger loading vehicle. Now, I know somebody mentioned getting a bigger or better or something, a grain cart, or grain wagon, grain lorry, whatever. But I think this one will be fine for what we need it for, which is just, yeah, having these massive harvests. But normally we would just be doing one crop time at a time. The corn and the sunflowers may arrive similar times. But, yeah, the canola and the oat being the most yielding one. But even so, for grain, oat yields quite slowly comparative to wheat and barley and such. So we'll get the oat in. It is only going to be another 7,500, I think it is, for the class 105. If I'm not mistaken, it's 7 or 75, so we shall see. But at least the harvest is underway, and it's going quite well. I think it's going really well. So we'll let this finish up, and then we'll crack on. Alright, we are back underway with the oat harvest once again. So it was 6,500, so that's still pretty good as far as the actual yield from that, what, nearly two full headlands. So if that's the case, then I reckon, I don't know, 12, 15, maybe 18, maybe even 18,000 litres. I don't know. It's always hard to guess, especially after the headland and that, because it is fully fertilized as well, and it's a fairly large field. But the combine is not all that massive. I mean, as far as the hopper goes, at least, even at just over 5 meters for the header, that is pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. So, yeah, I think this is a really good sort of setup, having the two combines go and. Having them in separate fields as well. We will keep an eye on the other one. We'll get the little lorry out there to help with that. That should be really fine. And having the helper follow is a really, really nice thing to have. It can get stuck a bit, especially with the traffic on the edges here. But doing the headland at least is going to be very beneficial for switching over if we do end up switching to a helper for this field as well, especially if there's a helper behind the helper. That's where you get a lot of sort of issues with course players when you're trying to help on help, which is good. You want to be able to help when you can help. Helping with helping, it's always very helpful. But we will see how it all goes out. Bloody lamppost came out of nowhere. Right, and then with the oat, of course, we are pairing the corn as well. So that will be the next thing that goes, well, not straight away, obviously. I think that's October or something. But we'll have to have a check on that. Same for the sunflowers, because that is going to be another source of oil. So the canola is the one we've been focusing on. So we've got canola oil. We've already produced and sold some canola oil. But now with the sunflowers, that's another form of oil we can get. We do have a corn header for it, so we can use the corn header for corn and sunflowers, which is brilliant. And so that's kind of a 2-in-1 there. This one can only be used for the canola and the oat and then other things, of course. But then we do have the olive orchard now. That will require a whole other harvester altogether. Now, I should probably make certain I have enough money. I can't see it being that expensive. We could actually have a cheeky peek at it. Let's just go straight on here if we can. Pretty good. Harvesters. Oh no, it would be under olive. Oh, 10,000. That's really inexpensive. Brilliant. I don't think... I mean, if there's a very small chance that we can get a helper on the harvester, then maybe, just maybe, we would buy 2. And then we'll have, yeah, 2 of every harvester that we need. That might be a bit much. I don't know. The way that the corn and the sunflowers are going, they may be ready to harvest at the same time, meaning we might need another corn header. But those fields aren't massive. Actually, they're the most massive. Yeah, these two pretty much. Well, 34 as well, but you know what I mean. Oh. Thank you for waiting. Deutz for Deutz. That's a Deutz, I believe. That blue one. I think so. Looks like one. Yeah, this is nice to get this oat field done. But as I was saying, corn and oat together will make cereal, along with honey, of course. I'm glad that I switched over the honey production, or the cereal production rather. I didn't touch any of the honey production stuff, like the rate it produces and everything, because they are vintage, you know, hives and all that. I just felt like leaving them as they are. But again, they do look, I think, much better than others as far as vintage goes. Like, they fit the vintage very well, so even if they're slow, it's all right. The next important thing, though, is that we did fix the production in the mill itself to use more honey and corn to the amount of... Sorry, corn and oat. I'm getting them all mixed up now. Bugger. Yeah, so we'll get those two sorted, and then the honey will just kind of fit in where it can. Might be able to have some honey ready to go as well. If we do, brilliant. If not, I'm going to put all the oat in that I can and just see how the honey goes, but I'm only going to put in a little bit of corn as it goes, because we can turn the corn into nothing, whereas the oat we can use it for flour, but the corn will just sit there, unfortunately unused, which is a bit unfortunate. So I don't want to put in more. We can, at the end of it all, buy honey. We can buy honey in. I don't want to have to do that, but it's an option if it comes down to it. So yeah, I guess we'll just see. I just hate to see the corn go to waste in the mill without being able to produce it into anything else, like even like a corn meal or like a corn flour type thing would be quite good, but I don't think that's an option, which is fine, of course, but I would just hate for it to be stuck there. So if there's a way we could take it out, I suppose we could figure out a way to take it out and use it for something else, but yeah, we'll cross that sort of bridge when we get there. But in the meantime, the only bridge that needs crossing is the one of harvesting oat, so let's crack on with it. Right, well, I think we are going to just leave this here for the time being, and we can crack on with the rest of this harvest in the next episode. Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Helper. Get that all shut down. I'm curious how many bales we made. I didn't reset the count. I don't even know if there is a counter. I just didn't check. 12. Okay, not bad at all. I was expecting much more. We are seeing a blockage, though, and I'm not certain why. Possibly because of the hives like that. It's very possible that's what it was. So let's just go, let's just take this all the way down to the edge here, to the end, and then yeah, I'll be able to send it off again in the next one. But that was a really successful start to our summer of harvest, really. It's a massive harvest for the summer, and this is technically the last field of the 3 for the summer. But the oat is still ongoing, so we'll see which one actually finishes first, you know. It's been a really interesting balance between the two of them, but yeah, I'm glad that my time lapses were able to involve both fields. So going to unload the one from the canola and all this and that. So, and the nice thing is that we have 2 combines now, which is really cool. So the other one is just out of sight, actually, over there, I think it is. Somewhere over in that distance. And then we have this new one here. Or is this the old one? This is the old one, I think. Yes. Anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. So yes, we've got the harvest underway. We've got the canola to finish up. We've got the oat to finish up. Both of which will be going to the mill to be produced into, well, the canola will be turned to oil, followed by sunflower oil, followed then by olive oil, which is wicked. That one might actually be ready to harvest before the corn and the sunflowers, but we shall see. And then the oat will go, primarily its focus is to be cereal, but it all depends on how much honey we have, because we don't want to put in too much corn into the mill in case we were to lose it completely, because there's nothing else that corn alone can be used for. Whereas oat can be used for flour. So we'll be conscientious of that when we unload things into the mill, but for now we do have lots of harvesting left to do, so we'll focus on that in the next one. So until that time, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode today, and if you have done, cheeky thumbs up always helps out the channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to do that as well. There is a link in the description below, and also on the channel somewhere as well. So right, yeah, it's very nice to get back to harvesting. It feels like it's been so long, so I'm very happy about that. So I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, please do take care, and bye for now.